you're going to talk about high performance and success, at least post grammatically correct questions that make sense. And totally spot on. And it's a little bit horrifying to think that this thing had been running for months, and it took one brave, kind soul to point it out, and I'm like, okay, I can now go and fix this. So the road to success and better performance often comes with stumbles, mistakes, learning, grit, and a lot of trial and error. And for me, this whole marketing online thing has been a little bit anxiety provoking. It's not my favoriteest thing to do. It's getting a little bit easier, but it's something that I've needed to do for my business, and so there's a little bit of necessity there. And maybe you have been putting off something that you need to do, but you're a little bit not sure how it's going to work, how it's going to play out, or in the context of social media stuff, that you put yourself out there and you might be making public mistakes, you might be pushing people too hard, you might say something that gets completely misunderstood out of context, or you're targeted for whatever reason. And those types of things, can cause you to hesitate or keep you from taking action altogether. Now, what I've learned from music and training for marathons is, you just need to start. And if you keep at it consistently, you'll improve over time. So years ago, I started playing guitar. It was really terrible, but, having kept up with it for 15 years now, I think. Something like that. 20 years, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to do the math later when I can draw it out. But, playing 5 years ago, I was a much worse guitar player than I am now, simply because I just keep playing every day for at least a half hour, Or training for a marathon, you have your plan, you have that vision of, okay, I know how to get across, that finish line in 26.2 miles. Now it's just showing up every day, running the miles, taking care of yourself, and moving forward. And the same process keeps coming up for me, whether it's in that context, whether in my career as a software engineer. It's this: you start it, you stumble a bit, you learn from it, and then you repeat. And if you can do this continually, that's how you get improvement. That's how you get into a rhythm of things, So sometimes, again, if you're hesitating because you're not sure that you can figure it out, or you're not sure that it'll happen, this process can really help. Gets you moving forward. So, what are you struggling with right now? Have you thought of something that, hey, like, I really have been holding off doing that because I don't know how it's going to work, or I don't know what I got to do, what the rhythm is to it, or I don't really know if this is the right thing for me. Should I be doing this at all? That's a lot of the stuff that people that are my clients that we work through continuously. It's, I want to start something, and then there's something that's keeping people from going forward. So part of it is being clear on your outcomes, being clear on what you got to do. What are the outputs that are really important to advancing that goal, whether that's training for a marathon, finding a life partner, finding the career that you really love. So regardless of that, if you need help or you have a question about how you can get started on something, please direct message me or go to SeanButler.com/ask. And you can submit a question for me to answer this Friday on Instagram. And it's on all the platforms, but Instagram in particular, because you also can qualify to have a really quick live coaching session with me if you are interested. So that said, guys, you can do this. Like, just start and expect that there's going to be a process of figuring it out, stumbling, being a hot mess. That's part of the process. And if you can get to the messy part, you can learn from it and advance. And I believe it's just that simple. So wherever you are, you guys, keep pushing forward, keep stumbling, keep learning, keep stretching, keep growing, just try to finish 2020 strong. In spite of everything that's happened, we can still show up and do things that are meaningful in our individual lives to move forward. So that said, hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time, same place. And please comment or do the social media thing and share this if you found it meaningful. That would be super helpful for me because this is the free stuff that I talk about all the time. So, that said, take care, see you tomorrow, and